Pisces, welcome back. We're here to do your star sign for the month of June. If you do like this content, come back and look at next month, as well as we do cover other things via Yildiz Readings 5D. Now, how we're setting this update is with the astrology, the moon phases, and how they're going to directly impact your zodiac sign and anything astrologically I feel you need to know. Then into love for singles and couples, career, business, education, wealth, wellness, and anything else, both psychically and astrologically, I see for your zodiac sign. Without further ado, let's take a look at the 5 big must-knows in the transits and the stars. Number 1 is Saturn in Pisces is going to be going retrograde of the 17th of June. Pluto is going to re-enter the house of Capricorn from the 11th of June. Look out for that one. It's going to be very juicy. Neptune is also going to be joining Saturn, retrograding from the 30th. Very separately, Venus will be entering the house of Leo. Really key to keep an eye on this area because the following month we are going to be having a retrograde and these similar subjects will come up. I'm going to quickly look at these key areas really of how they're going to be impacting you. Number 1 is you may feel a change in direction, a change in how you deal with your stresses. When we look at Saturn, especially if the first house is very personal, this can be teeth, bones, how you deal with the pressures of life, how you deal with life point blank zero, what responsibilities you have on your shoulders and what your personal dreams are. And I feel, this is a time where you could be reflecting upon the psychology of such, reflecting upon the realism. And yes, you could have some radical breakthroughs and aha moments. Neptune sometimes is a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow, but it also shows us where we've been out of alignment and what we can do to get that situation back on track. Pluto also moving back into Capricorn can feel a bit testing, I would say. For you, it's going to link to your 11th house. This can be wealth. It can be to do with, your hopes and dreams and aspirations, burdens, some old subjects really maybe relating to a friendship could also come about. You also might have felt that it was very difficult over the years to really form solid relationships in your friendship group. Maybe even people getting quite triggered from you excelling to the next level, so to speak. There can be something that you're reworking, and maybe even there could be a return off the mark where it does come to friendships, wealth creation, opportunities, and how to deal with it. Nevertheless, we will get into that further within the read. The other area to be aware of is obviously your wellness, and that is because Leo is entering into your 6th house of daily routine, diet, pets. There could be a new pet that you bring into your life. You may take on a new routine where it comes to your wellness, and you could actually be quite passionate. You also may feel that you're ready to jump in the deep end and get things done. If you're doing anything drastically relating to your physical appearance, I would say go into it very gradually. You can have a change of heart, and especially looking after your heart chakra. Now, how these are best worked is number 1, when Saturn retrogrades, it is a lot about reflection upon the structures, the routines, the responsibilities, where you've been able to take accountability. Neptune also can cause some disillusionment. Sometimes we're away with fairies and we're dreaming about these things. Innovation actually does come from this department too. Lots of inventions, lots of light bulb moments and clarity. So, you're really going to have a great deal of detail that does come through to you depending on your own personal circumstance. Pluto also can be the emotions, hidden secrets, hidden enemies. I don't necessarily see this to be a bad thing. It can just be maybe something that takes you by surprise. And although we say the 11th, you can have it easy a week either side, and it can continue for a bit longer. So we can have some reworkings of situations around this. So you may need to be patient, but you could be surprised. Venus also is the things we value, the money, what we spend our money on, what we love, what we value, the people, places, and things, how we show up, with how our flamboyance is. and what we do in our day-to-day routine that actually can take away from the value in life. But I do feel you're going to be very giving of your time, but you also may need to look after your wellness. Now, the moon phases. The one thing is the ocean comes in, the ocean comes out. This is going to be an interesting month. We have our full moon in Sagittarius on the 4th of June. For you, this connects to your purpose, and you can feel that there is a point in your life that is changing. This can be a very emotional time at a collective level. This can be to do with religion, beliefs, values, media, travel, holidays, trade. It can be that something is wrapping up. So if you were working towards a physical goal, you could feel that it's coming to its fruition. It's coming to a head. You also may feel a point in your life you're ready to really find that purpose, be it's fun and socialization or growing outside yourself and allowing new individuals into your life. This is a very positive time. I would say always with full moons, give yourself a few days. It can be highly emotional. We also can see things in the collective that are triggering us that do directly impact our aura. So be in awareness of that. You also could be wondering what you could do with certain things. This could be, worried about your children, worried about home. This month in the mix is almost like we've come out of the storm. We're into the eye. We're looking at ourselves. We're looking at what we want to achieve and how we feel in the mix, really checking in with ourselves and having some great revelations this month. So use it as such if possible, but just know a few days either side, it could be a little bit heightened. And to try not to project, to just be really open. You're going to really be attracted to food and spice. I can say that's for sure. Now, the next moon phase we have is in the house of Gemini. It's going to be a new moon on the 18th of June, 2023, which is fresh starts. Gemini, really Mercury in nature is the things we think, the things we feel, socializing, sharing, our daily commute, social media, potentially even new platforms coming up. I do particularly feel around your home. This can be a new chapter for you. This can be with family and children. There is a possibility of pregnancies, but much of that might have been really under the wayside really last month. So there is fertility aspects that you do have, depending on the age bracket, obviously, that you are. And regardless of whether we want it, sometimes these things happen. But yet again, this is environmental. This is your home. This is really, you may get into this vibe where you're feeling there's this new kind of vibration. Some of you could be moving home. Some of you could be changing the environment. It can be really, really social for you. But you also could have a new lease of life where your interconnection with the people around you and your tribe becomes much closer. But I do feel a new chapter coming really around this new moon in Gemini. Let's take a look at your romance zone. Many of you, I guarantee, have been waiting for this juicy bit of goss. And let's see what we have for you. Okay, what am I seeing? I really see your confidence is going to increase, and I feel it's going to move into the following months. I do feel there potentially was a lot of nostalgia and maybe really critically looking at that last month. Into this month, it can ease up, but you also may feel that you're in a bit of you've been in a bit of a rut and you need to get into a routine. Some of you are almost like you're needing to shake the cobwebs off, you're needing to get back out there. You also could be viewing what you did and what your part was in relationships and now what you're willing to put into relationships. So your whole vibration with that's changed. Some of you are yearning for a holiday. I also feel there's opportunities for you to meet people in, your normal working day life. So this can be at work. Sometimes we can say to ourselves, okay, my heart is home is where the heart is metaphorically, or it could be this is my routine and this is what I'm doing. But some of you, I do feel you could have chance meetings at gyms. This could be, through your day-to-day at a shopping centre. These are chance meetings. I also feel you're really reviewing the things that take you to bliss, the things that you like. Somebody could have hurt you. This would have been an old frequency, though, and there can be some sweet text messages coming through for some of you. I do feel you're going to have the gift of the gab. I also feel there's a possibility that the person that is going to be connected to you is going to be quite ambitious. Um, I do see, if you're moving into a group and you're helping and you're supporting, and there's kind of some sense of a group activity, I physically see there's a possibility to meet somebody there. I do feel, especially if you had really been thinking about a person from the past, there is an opportunity for this to calm down and for things to start moving. This person could actually come towards your home. I also feel through family gatherings there are chance meetings with new romantic liaisons, but I feel this for singles to be mid-month. I do feel you're going to be opening new doors here. This is new chapters in various areas, but I feel you're really reserved at the moment. It almost feels like you're holding yourself back. You're viewing your painting and you're being cautious with it. I even feel there is a possibility for those of you that are coupled to really be looking at that creativity. This can be romance, socialization. It might have been very hot and cold last month moving into this. And I feel that will remain in the first week. I do feel it's going to dissipate, and I really feel you've got to keep the equilibrium and the balance there. I do feel there's going to be a pushback of people have been taking advantage of you, Pisces, and I feel you could be really quite determined. I do see a pocket group of you really wanting to get quite fit and to get your sass back. I also feel there could be a person that is a friend that is wanting to come back and towards you. There also, for some of you, could be a manager that is very attracted to you. And I think this is singles and couples. I'm just calling it how it is. I do feel there can be a large purchase. There's a big plan here. You might feel you're going backwards to go forwards. You're probably going to need to trust the process here. I do really feel if things have been on the back burner towards the movement and the direction of your life, I feel last month you started this process moving. And I do feel either side, you're going to become quite determined to make a decision this month. But it feels like if you've been at a crossroad of where this connection's going, how things are going, what the plans are, I think you're going to gain your clarity. I really do. And I feel that also goes for singles. There is a very large potential that you're going to have that breakthrough and you're going to be very, very ready to make a bold decision. Now, your career sector does appear to have some physical shifts. I do feel those of you that are really unhappy, it may come to an emotional head mid-month. If that really was playing out last month and you weren't completely content, I do feel this is the time to really review those contracts. For some of you, it physically could be that you're deciding that you want to upskill, you want to go in a different direction, you're launching your business, or you're looking at something in the entrepreneur energy. It does bode quite well, but it is going to take some time. And I do feel using this month to really reflect upon what that approach is going to be may give you a better footing. I do feel something that you were planning is coming. I just feel it's coming back on the table. There are opportunities here for management. Some of you also could consider going back to a previous employer. I do feel money that was owed is coming to it. It's coming back on the table. It's almost like the discussion point, the dealing with point. Creative projects, maybe launches. There could be a need to stop and to start again in some shape or form. But I do feel there's a potential of a cleanup. I really do think there are possibilities of great benefits. This can be signing of contracts, receivership of loans, wealth creation, upgrading technology. I feel this is where your money is going to be at this point. This also could be upgrading a vehicle, getting a brand new vehicle. But I do feel it's through your daily routine. You actually are going to need to be cautious of your expenditure. It's all the small things that all adds up. So there is a potential this month that that can continue. But I definitely feel that you're wanting to have things that are quite sustainable and they're going to last. You may need to wait a little bit for that to be, but I do see large opportunities of that moving by mid-month. There could be an unexpected expense, but again, I do see this more happening towards mid-month, and I do think it's to do with an old situation. So more than likely, if this is what's to eventuate, I feel it's something you already know about. I don't necessarily feel this is a terrible thing. No matter what, you are moving forward towards, your dreams coming true, having brand new beginnings. Some of you really do want to have a bit of private time, and you want to you've been really burning that midnight oil to make these dreams come true. Or even if that is just at a psychological level, I still feel there is a potential that you can find different ways to deal with this. You may need to keep a little bit of a budget back, and I do think this is more for wellness. There also could be a situation surrounding a pet. Now, as to your wellness, I do particularly feel if you're making sacrifices for a goal that you have in mind, I do feel you need to rest as well. So trying to find that healthy balance, I would say it's going to be, you can find that you become more thirsty. This particularly is because of particular transits that are happening, linking to your zodiac, but I'm definitely feeling the quench coming through psychically. I do feel some of you have been deeply nostalgic. It's almost like I'm hearing the term rat in a cage. It's like you're ready to break out, you're ready to have this brand new chapter, but you're quite happy with that privacy, with that quiet zone. You may be taken out of your comfort zone, especially. I do see it to be quite enjoyable at an intellectually stimulating level. And I see a lot of maybe movies being watched, socialization, talking. This feels by mid-month to be very social for you. I do feel if you are doing any physical activity to really care for your wellness stretching properly, keeping your hydration up. I do think overall this is going to be a positive month. Teeth and bones do come up because Saturn retrograding. And if there was a delay in addressing any of these things, you can find it's time to really slow down, look at that paperwork, get those things done. Now, the key points for you is caring for your wellness, being aware that some positive changes can happen, potential pregnancies, reworking the romantic domain, and being open to brand new chapters in career. Know what your worth is, put your best foot forward, ask for what you're looking for, and then if you need to make those changes, follow suit. Love and light. I will see you through the month. If you do want to follow content like this, come through and join us. We'd love to have you. If you do need a booking, all info is below. Bye, beautifuls.